So with that, will you please help me give a warm Nebraska and Iowa welcome to our Agricultural Secretary, Sonny Perdue.
Thank you. Please, thank you. Governor, thank you for your warm welcome, and I want to tell you how impressed I am with your knowledge of what your Director of Agriculture has done. That's, without notes, you clicked off several things that Greg Ibach has been involved in, and you're to be commended about understanding the value of agriculture here in Nebraska, and that's what we're trying to do for our administration in Washington, is to help them understand the value of agriculture across this great country. So thank you very much for your warm welcome. It's good to be here with you, and I absolutely agree with you. I think, again, I'm sort of envious. If I'd had the same connectivity when I was governor there, I would have welcomed that in the administration. But this administration, President Trump and the administration, really wants to know what's happening out in states and communities all across, because they recognize these great United States are made up of great communities like Omaha and other places here. So thank you for welcoming us. And good morning, everyone. This is a wonderful crowd in a great and historic place, right with the old famous stockyards here in Omaha, and we're absolutely delighted to be here. And I want to thank all of you for coming, both from Nebraska and from Iowa. When we planned this program, we hoped to have a dual ceremony this morning, and we will at some point in time. You may know that the Senate has the right of confirmation over our nominees. And by the way, I'm also very appreciative, Governor, that President Trump took our recommendations on these great undersecretaries, and we're very thankful of that we get to kind of pick our team to play with. So it's, from your baseball team, it's important when you can kind of draft the guys you want to play with, right? And so we're putting together a world-class World Series team here with these folks, and we've come really right to the heartland in selecting two people that I think from an authentic perspective. When I met with them, it was so clearly that they were not bureaucrats, but they were authentic agriculturalists that had learned how to get things done within a bureaucracy and within the state governments. And yet they maintain that dirt under the fingernails agricultural heart there. So we've come to the heartland to pick out people with a heart for agriculture, and that was very important to me. That I think the Trump administration wants to be known as an administration that reaches down with a connectivity to people on the ground in all these communities. And so I know there was some concern, Congressman King, from your senator from Iowa. We've talked about that. By the way, I want to thank Congressman Steve King from Iowa and Congressman Don Bacon from joining us here this morning as well. Senator Grassley tweeted out one time when mention of my name that they wanted a Secretary of Agriculture from above the Mason-Dixon line. Now, I'm not sure where he knows where that is or not, but I tracked him down at the inauguration dinner, and I said, Senator Grassley, I need to introduce myself. I'm Sonny Perdue, and I own 12 grain elevators, and we don't do any peanuts or any cotton, and I sell to an ethanol plant. Well, that worked. So he agreed that it would be okay then. So I'm very thankful of that. But I think when you come to the Department of Agriculture, I think you need people who live and breathe agriculture, and that's really what is we fulfill our team. We've gone deep into the ranks of these ag secretaries and directors. We just swore in about 2 weeks ago our Undersecretary for Trade, Ted McKinney, from another heartland state, Indiana, and we went to Minneapolis to get our Deputy Secretary, Steve Sinskey, who had a 20-year career with the American Soybean Association. So we're picking out authentic people who have not just a glancing awareness of how important agriculture is, but a heartbeat for America. And I think the people who President Trump fully understands that supported him and worked for his election in that area. And sometimes we may think in agriculture those forgotten Americans. So I'm very delighted today to be able to swear in Greg Ibach. And before I do that, Greg, it was a pleasure to meet your family and right here. And with your permission, I'm going to ask them to stand. Let's give the Ibachs a hand here this morning. Mom and Dad and their children. The governor mentioned that Teresa and just married off a son, and I'm so impressed that Alex and his wife, new bride, are here this morning as well. So I appreciate very much you all being here, and thank you. They, for those of you who don't know, many of you do know, I know, but they had triplets, and two great-looking guys and a beautiful daughter. And Greg, he said they told us it may happen again, so we stopped with 3. But anyway, quite a proud family with a great mom and dad. And when you come from stock like this, it's easy to see how Greg has been so successful here in Nebraska, from all the trade promotions and doing so many of the things that we hope and believe that he'll continue to do from a national perspective. He'll just have a broader base from which to operate. From U.S. agriculture is so broad and vast. The USDA is really so broad and vast and deep and wide. It affects so many lives in so many ways, and it's important to have people who understand the breadth and the potential for what USDA can do in the lives of people, ordinary people all across this country, frankly, all across the world. When you think about our motto in the USDA today is do right and feed everyone, not only have an implication here, but we've got an awesome moral responsibility across the world to help to feed a growing population, possibly 9 billion people in just a very few years. And that's a lot of hungry mouths out there. And it's going to take people who understand the challenges of modern technology and production and soil science and all those kind of things from research that it takes to get that job done. So I just want to thank all of you for being here today for a very important swearing in. It was important to me to come, Governor, to the heartland to do this swearing in. Once again, I regret that we will not be doing Bill Northy's here this morning. Frankly, it's the end of October, and I'll tell our members of Congress who don't have that authority to confirm. I think if they had the authority to confirm these guys, we'd be swearing in both here today. But it's a sad note when one senator, I respect the process, but when one senator can put a hold on a nominee, not based on anything that had to do with that nominee, but another total issue, I'm not sure we've got the right process in place there. But I respect that process. We're going to work in getting that cured so we can again have Bill Northy working for us very quickly as well and get the job done. We need them both. Bill will be in charge of our really a new group. It's a customer-facing agency in American agriculture, the food and farming and conservation area, and he'll do a great job there with the heart of a farmer, knowing what it's like to sit across the counter and with all these farm programs. So once again, you honor, I think, this administration. You honor me, and you honor certainly the person I want to call up now, Greg Ibach, to swear in. Teresa, if you and Greg will come and prepare to receive the oath of office for your service.